Hi children, you are welcome once again to Religion and National Values class, Social Studies. Religion and National Values, Social Studies. And in today's class, the topic is transportation. We want to look at what? Transportation. I am Ms. Solanka. I am so excited to have you once again on this our wonderful learning platform. Okay, like I said, the topic is what? Transportation. You can see different kinds of and means of transportation there. Now, at the end of the class, I expect you to be able to define transportation, should be able to give me the means of transportation, and then mention examples of transportation, those examples of those means of transportation. Then you define transportation, give the means of transportation, then mentions examples of the means of transportation. Okay, what is transportation? It says it is the movement of humans, animals, and goods from one location to another. The movement of human, animals, and goods from one location to another. So everybody say after me, what is transportation? Of human, animals, and goods from one location to another. Wow. Now let's look at the picture of the definition. Still saying the same thing, the movement of people and goods from one place to another. Now let's go to the types of transportation. We have two. We have ancient means of transportation and modern means of transportation. We have ancient. Ancient talks about old and modern talks about new. Okay, so I'll be looking at the ancient, how people traveled quite a long time ago before you and I were born, and then how people travel now. So that's ancient and modern means of transportation. We can also divide transportation into private and public transport. Private and public transport. If you go out now, we have a lot of people that have private jets. They use it as their private means of transportation. And they have a lot of people that have private cars. They use it as a private means of transportation. While we have a lot of people that may not have private jets, they may not have private cars, but they have the money to transport themselves with public transport system. So that's why I said transportation is also divided into private and public transport. Okay, now let's go to the modes of transportation. We have four. The modes of transportation are four. Four modes of transportation for the modern means of transportation. For the modern means of transportation, we have four. Now let's look at them one after the other. The water transportation. Wow, you can see a ship, a yacht, canoe, and quite a number of beautiful modern means of transportation on water. Wow, look at that beautiful ship over there. Wow, very, very beautiful. Guys, we have a beautiful ship, then we have a canoe, and we have quite a number of them. For water transport, we have a yacht. For water transport, we have a boat, we have canoe. For water transport, we have ship. For water transport, those are examples of what means of water transportation I've just mentioned for you. Ship, canoe, boat, and we have a speedboat, we have yacht, we use them on water. I want you to also go and research and get me more means of transportation on water. I want you to find out more things we can use for transportation on water. Now let's go to more pictures I've shown you. I actually have just pictures to show you on the slide on water transportation. Now let's go to air transportation. We have helicopter, we have airplane, we have balloons, we have different kind of means of transportation in the air. Wow, aircraft. They are all different means of transportation in the air, airplane, helicopter. We have space rockets. We have hot balloon. Yes, yeah, that's it. A balloon, space rockets. And then we have aeroplane, helicopter. We have jets. You can see everything there: jets, helicopter, aeroplane, space balloon, and so on and so forth. Okay, now let's quickly go to land transportation. Land transportation, we have We have motorcycle, we have bicycle, we have car, we have trolley bus, we have bus, we have tram, we have a tricycle, we have tricycle. Yes, we have tricycle, we have motorcycle, bicycle, car, we have lorry, we have a bus, trolley bus, and so on and so forth. We have a tram. Okay, now we also have rail transportation. Rail transportation. You can see the four means of transportation here: air transportation, road transportation, water transportation, and then rail transportation. You can see the train moving on the rail. The train moving on what? A rail. That's a train. Okay, the example of means of transportation on the rail is the train moving on the rail. Okay, but the rail is still under land transportation. Now, let's go to the ancient means of transportation. Wow, what's this? That's a camel in the desert. The king of desert is a camel. We use camel for transportation in the olden days. Look at them. They are walking in the desert. They are not tired. They can walk for days in the desert. They are not tired. That's a camel for you. Can carry loads, carry people. And then we have cow. You can see that cow. Yes, pulling that cat at the back, and the children are sitting. The family is sitting with the cat, and the horse is pulling the cat, and the family are coming behind. That's an ancient means of transportation. The cow is pulling the cat, and then we have another ancient means of transportation. This time around is the horse that is pulling the cat. The horse is pulling the cat. I mean CART, not CAT. The horse, the two horses are pulling the cat, and the young lady is sitting inside, and we have other people inside, and they are going. That's another ancient means of transportation. And we have those men there using their local boats for fishing, and they're actually moving on the water. They're using their local boats for fishing, and they are transporting themselves from one village to the other. It's very common in local and rural areas. That's why we call it ancient transportation, ancient means of transportation. Now we have another one, which is trekking. Yes, in the olden days, in the time of our forefathers, what they do mostly is they trek. They trek a lot. Where we go today and we take bus, we take bike, a very short distance, we quickly take the bus, we take the bike. But during their ancient time, they trek. So trekking is a very, very old and ancient means of transportation during the time of our forefathers. Now, what is the importance of transportation? Why is transportation important? Number one, it enables communication. Transportation helps in communication. It enables people to communicate, because by the time you leave your state or your country or your wherever you are, your city, and go to another city, you're going there to communicate. It helps communication. Then it also enables trade and other forms of exchange between people. Yes, it helps trade, because by the time you transport yourself, you have your vegetables, you have your goods, and you want to sell them, and they're in your village, or in the town somewhere very far. What do you need? You need to transport those goods to the city or to where people will buy it. So it helps trade and other forms of exchange between people. Then it ensures easy movement of goods and people. You'll be able to move easily. Now you're working in Ireland, or you're working in mainland, and you need to go to your place of work. What do you need? You need a means of transportation to get you there. Okay, you want to study overseas, you want to study abroad. What do? You need a means of transportation to take you overseas to study. You can't check there. Okay, so it helps or ensures easy movement of people and goods. You have gone to Dubai, you're a businesswoman, you have gone to Dubai to go and buy your goods. How do you get there? Is a means of transportation. After buying your goods and you want to come back to Nigeria, how do you come back? Is another means of transportation. After buying it and you want to get your goods to your customers, wherever they may be, how do you get to them? Through a means of transportation. Then the last one says it helps the economy to grow. Wow, when there's this exchange of transportation here and there, then the economy will grow, because money is involved and the revenue will be added into the purse of the government. So it helps the economy to grow. Now, in conclusion, transportation aids man, animal, goods, and services to be transported to their various destinations. Man, animal, goods, and services are being transported to their various definition. It also helps the economy to grow. Okay, now let's come to our recap page. The first question I want to ask us is, what is transportation? What is transportation? With answering that question is very, very simple question. Okay, all right, good. Then the second question says, mention the modes of transportation. I gave you 4 modes of transportation. Mention them. And rail. Good. Now give me an example of each of them. On rail we have what? Train. On land we have what? Bicycle or tricycle. On the water we have a yacht, and then on air we have a helicopter. Very good. Now thank you so much for your time and your attention. I'll be sending your class activity tomorrow. Ensure you do it very well. And if you have any question, you can call me or send a mail to my email. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.